Well, welcome to Manchester SEO's first episode of our podcast. Today, we have with us the very talented Nathan Locke, who's our head copywriter at Manchester SEO. And we also have Martin Williams.
Hello.
Founding partner of Hampson Nattan and Williams.
Indeed.
Yeah. Welcome, everyone. Both of you. So Martin, tell us about yourself.
How long have you got, Jim? How long have you got? In the context of copywriting, it's an accidental copywriter. It's a very long run-up to this story, but I'll spare you that. Mate of mine runs an agency down south, Totnes. Called me up one day and said, help. I've got a vast amount of work on. I need hands on deck. I know you write. Would you like to be a copywriter? And I wasn't even aware of copywriting and what it was. This was 2009, 8. And I was at the tail end of an interesting business venture. I was looking for alternative ways to spend my time. So I thought, yeah, Derek, I'd love to. Hit me up. Let's do this thing. And he was brilliant. He sort of mentored me and training. He did as much work as I could handle. Really, it was a baptism of fire into the world of copywriting. Everything and anything. I'm still basically a good guy. Runs an agency down south, and that was it. So about 15 years ago, got involved with it. It gave me as much work as I could handle. Busy. I found a domain name. I stumbled across ukcopywriting.com.
Oh, nice.
Domain name.
That's a good one.
Yeah, well, I'm having that.
Yeah.
Started to win my own work off the back of that, and took it more seriously as a business, and cracked on with that really until about 5 years ago. Just get to Manchester and the copywriters and everybody is and chin white and chat and stuff, and so a couple of guys there we used to meet up and have a drink and moan about the same things, and we decided strength in numbers really. We've all faced similar challenges. We all had similar experiences with dealing with capacity and all that kind of stuff, and we decided to team up, pool resources, and that was Mr. Nattan and Mr. Hampson, hence the Hampson Nattan Williams. I'm the Williams bit, and about 5 years ago, and it's been really great. A breadth of skill sets, brilliant. I don't want to do everything, and sort of background in SEO copywriting. He was sort of head copy for SEO agency, brings that experience to it. Ben does a lot of content management and that kind of stuff, strategy. He was a strategic thinker. And my background, but that's how I met Derek contacted me originally. We knew each other from working in record stores, stuff on the songwriter originally. So I can bring that sort of side to it, and between the three of us, so there's breadth of talent, more capacity, more networks. Yes, it's been really good. So about 5 years of Hampson Nattan Williams leading up to this point. We are sat here today.
Oh, excellent. You've got a proper dream team.
Dream team. That's one word for it.
Yeah.
The All-Stars. So, over those 15 years, must have seen quite a bit of changes. Quite a few changes in the copywriting world. From the beginning to now, what was the types of work like 15 years ago?
Well, because I was subbing work for this agency, a lot of it was product descriptions and just SEO kind of stuff really. Okay. And at the time, sort of 15 years ago, I don't think it was such a thing, copywriting. You see a lot more copywriters out there now, ex-journalists, turn their hand to copywriting and people from marketing, and it's much more a thing, and it's people were feeling their way through. There's the two sides of it. There was the agency type copywriting, the Ogilvy type, that school of that trajectory, that career path, the sorts of creative school and art school and that stuff you ended up working in an art direction. So the classic agency type path, and it started to evolve then with the internet. There was this sort of more freelance, more independent copywriter, digital copywriters really, and helping people flog stuff online copywriting. And they sort of merged now. Copywriting sort of standalone, copywriting is digital now, and largely. And there's always been similar issues really. That when I was starting out, Copyblogger was the go-to reference for resource and learning, and there were the classics, the Ogilvies and the Drayton Bird, and all these sort of classic sales copywriters, and all these sort of direct response writers, Gary Halbert and people like that. Andy Maslin, I remember at the time, was really influential. Right to Sell, I think it was his book. It was a great touching point, touchstone. But yeah, we sort of face similar problems or issues or challenges that we do now. Really, you've only got a finite amount of time as an individual. How do you scale? Language mills were the big thing at the time.
Yeah.
So explain language.
Well, there were these sort of agencies that would offer vast amounts of content at a very little price, and they'd outsource it to often places like the Philippines and that same thing happens now, but it's outsourced to a machine.
There's things like Fiverr as well, I managed to avoid doing too much for them.
And I think every sort of aspiring copywriter or ambitious copywriter who wanted to not be a busy fool would considered ways of how to delegate their work to this. But most people dip their toes in that water, but it turned up into a massive administration role. You ended up editing more than you ended up doing the copywriting in the first place, so that pulled back. And I'd like to say copywriting is, and I think it probably is actually, I was going to say it's held in higher esteem than it was when I started. I think it is a little bit sort of struggle for people to recognise the value of copywriting and the absolute importance of great copy comms in your work. Take away the pictures, what's left? Take away the words, what's left? Nothing. Zero connectivity really. So I think it is probably appreciated a little bit more now.
Yeah.
But everyone's still looking for the magic button. To always understand when I copyright.
Yeah, creating good copy is something that we obsess about a little bit.
Well,
with obviously from an SEO perspective, we're looking at Google metrics like time on page, and it's like what is engaging, what keeps you on the page for that length of time that shows search engines that you've got a good page that they would want to display higher. And I think one thing that I'd like to say, the devaluation of copywriters through mass amounts of content being created, I didn't realise how important they were within especially the digital marketing world, and how that relates to stats, to words that sell, being able to sell products and services.
In a weird way, ironically, I think all this attention on words, there's plenty of words out there, infinite amount of words out there. Have them. A big bag of words. There you go. I think this actually draws attention to the importance and value of the right words. Infinite amount of words available.
Yeah.
I think it's the right ones that matter.
Yes, in the right order.
In an odd way, I think it does actually highlight the importance, like that point there. Your experience with SEO, and performance, dwell time, conversions. You'll see very starkly, and you'll be able to sort of draw conclusions between two different pieces of work as to what's effective and what's not, clearly, because you measure everything. And I'm sure it's come to your attention pretty clearly that something that. But then how do you define what reads well? You look at it retrospectively and say that got more interaction, but how do you evaluate why?
Yeah,
that's the trick, and I think that's the value of finish. So yeah, so you can see the value. So it's I think it's easier to appreciate the value of copy now that you've got so much crap copy out. As a copywriter, our enemy isn't crap copy. It's because that's obvious, and it's spelled badly, and it's a car crash. It's easy, anyone can see that. It's so copy that's pretending to do a job, and I think so much of this, the language mill copy and you know, a lot of what's going on these days is so. And since when was so good? Like never. So and it's highlighting the fact that there's something so copy, which highlights the fact that it's probably a wise idea to invest in so
yes.
Yeah, quality always beats quantity, doesn't it?
Yeah, but how do you identify quality not retrospectively in advance? That's the big challenge of
Yeah, without seeing the SEO metrics, it's just a business owner might say, oh, that looks good, reads well. Is it like the average reading age for people is like low high school sort of thing? So if you could get a C at high school English, you probably write good enough copy for a lot of people. But I think people are coming around to seeing, if you put it side by side with so-so copy and actually really good optimized copy, they will see the difference, but you've got to show them the difference. And
knowing your audience is a huge benefit. Well, something that Nathan's really good at is creating copy for businesses that have a high level of compliance that they've got to adhere to, also scientific copy. I think there's a real breadth of skill that's required to one day write a blog about painting decking, and the next about whatever it would be, IVA agreements within debt management and stuff like that. It's a huge skill to have. Yeah,
the skill is having the strength of the core ability that you're applying to every different subject matter. Because beneath every different subject matter, there are essentials that you need to be working towards. That it needs to be super relevant. It needs to be super relatable, and the detail, the facts of the matter, and the data and all that stuff will vary between different products and services and companies and objectives. But the essence of what you're trying to do, to make it relatable, to make it relevant, to make it readable, 3 R's. It's essentially the same. Whatever products or services you apply for, in my opinion.
And how much does your relationship with the client matter when it comes to creating content for them?
I think the clients. I haven't got time to go out educating people about the value of copy. I think it's a big old world out there, and I think our job is the hard part of our job is to find people who get it, who understand the value of copy, and understand what it takes to make performance copywriting, and that is a commitment, and then understanding that if they give you the right time and tools, you will give them a good product. So access to clients is very, very important for us, because they tell us the truth. And the fact we're a sort of objective third party, we can speak to our clients will find out things that our clients wouldn't necessarily find out, because they wouldn't necessarily dare have conversations or have the sort of impartial relationship what we've got is big. So that's really important. It's trust as well. They need to trust us to do our job. What's the question? The relationship with clients. It needs to be good. But that relationship is based on trust. It's based on a shared understanding of the value of what we're contributing.
The reason why I asked that question is sometimes you can get feedback that it's not us. It's not like it's good copy, but it doesn't sound like our business. It's not our language, and so it's something that we feel is really important to try and understand that first.
Is their opinion? Is them saying that based on them genuinely knowing what they sound like and having an understanding of how that should be portrayed, or is it an example of we all hate to look at ourselves in photographs? Oh, I can't look at that photograph, and being not seeing themselves from the way other people see it.
True. Yeah.
It's a very good point.
So that deserves probing, that kind of response to get to the bottom of it, really find out what's going on. Because obviously brand tone of voice is really, really important. And that's something we work very, very hard on, especially we plug alert, we run a fantastic brand tone of voice.
Plug as much as you like.
And because it's the expression of your personality, so you start digging into what you stand for, what you stand against, the change you're trying to make in the world, and your personality, your timbre, and you start having the opportunity to express yourself authentic. No.
And when you're creating the content, is there a process you go through? I know when we spoke previously, you were big on message first. And just wondering what that means. Tell us what message first means. How do you come up with a message? Where do you find it? What's the process?
There might be a very, very quick process, or your message is your essence. Really. When you cut everything away, it's just more. It's why. It's why. It's your essence. Really. It's why you exist. What you seek to achieve. What your cornerstone is as a business. Why you exist. And it's really important to simplify that, to get it right down to core basics, and you build up your messaging pillars from that. Really. We spend a lot of time in class. Part of these workshops is brand tone of voice workshops, stroke therapy sessions, are conversations, and the conversation based around what's motivating business. There's those questions: what change am I seeking to make in the world? What do I stand for? What do I stand against? The essence of a business, and what's got them to this point that you're sat there having the conversation with them, and the progress they want to make, the progress they want to help achieve for other people. I think that's really, really important. And we drill down to that and get to that and use that as the basis for the whole of our relationship with them, the whole of our work with them. Yes, it's centered that, unless you've got that, that bedrock, you can spin campaigns up and do all kinds of stuff, but getting the essence.
Even on from that, technology and how it's evolving the world of copywriting and SEO and content creation. Big topic at the moment, artificial intelligence.
Whatever could that mean?
Me and Nathan have talked for hours about AI and the pros and the cons and how we can use it to benefit. How can we educate people around human being creating content over AI? What's going on with that? We could talk for hours about that. I'm interested in how you feel AI has changed the industry, your role. Do you use it? There's about 15 questions there. AI, what do you think?
AI. I think it's really interesting, largely interesting. As I mentioned before, I think it draws attention. Who teaches the teachers and who polices the police? There's an infinite amount of words out there. Who knows if they're any good or not? and I think it takes a copywriter's experience and worldview and all talent to be able to discern good from bad. So I like it in the fact it's drawing attention to the importance of quality human input. I like there's a billion articles out there probably written on home insurance or cat insurance or insuring your budgerigard or whatever. I haven't got time to create an original. I don't want to necessarily. I've got, there's stock content out there which AI pulls off the internet, wherever it pulls it from, and reconfigures it in its own way to present as meaningful output, and that's great. I think there's a lot more interesting questions to be answered and a lot more interesting ways to do it by us, by people, human copywriters, than already exists in this sort of simulation of blogs and content and articles and thinking that already exists. So I think it's great for critical representation, thinking that already exists and presented in a way very similar to ways it already exists. But if you want something to really engage with people, to tell them something they don't already know or haven't already thought or properly relate to them, then I doubt at the moment it's particularly great. I think we've all, haven't we?
Yeah.
Put something into ChatGPT or Bard or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, come away disappointed.
Oh, for sure.
It's like, but I thought there was a magic button I could press and it would be amazing. And then, who knows what will happen. You look at these AI images and stuff, you think, bloody hell, that's a sufficiently realistic simulation to have me fooled.
Yeah.
That's impressive. But I think language is more the different argument, different.
Yeah.
There's certainly variables.
Well, we were talking earlier about how the AI art has steadily improved, and it is starting to. It's like it used to be when everything would have too many fingers and ears in the middle of the forehead, and now they are genuinely fooling people, and people are selling them for a lot of money, and it's just come from a AI. But I feel like ChatGPT and Bard and the other ones that I'm sure there'll be more popping up as we speak, I feel like they've hit a wall a little bit in terms of the content. It's like we've seen with ChatGPT, it struggles with saying I or we because it can't speak from experience. It's not meant to. And it's like you said, it's just you have to really keep the prompting going to get something out of it. And if you're really chasing something specific, you might as well have written it yourself at that point. But do you feel like it is going to continue improving and it is going to become a bit more of a threat to the copywriting world, at least the human side?
I think that it already is a threat to the copywriting world, because the copywriting world is broad, and there's a lot of copywriting that is it's the role it's serving is formulaic, copy and content, instructional, information sharing.
Yeah.
And then there's more towards the other creator side where it's sort of behavioural modification and that kind of relatable, relevant kind of copy that really speaks to people, on a human level. And I think it doesn't bother me speaking to a chatbot if I know it's going to get me my problem solved quicker.
Yeah.
Because all the questions I'm asking, we asked a million times before, and that the functional day-to-day grunt of language is so repeated that fine, use that, take that out, process it and create formulas for answering questions and that kind of stuff. And if you're a copywriter in that field, if you the language mills we talked about and the outsourcing, the people used to go to copywriters abroad for cheap copy, I think the bottom has fallen out of even the bottom of the market. So it's massively impacting, I would imagine. I don't know, but
I mean we've found it's raised the game from our perspective, because we're constantly asking, well, what's good copy? What makes it good for this business?
That's the question. What's good?
Yeah, and what is good human copy?
Yeah.
Google's, I'm sure, using AI to identify what is human and what is AI. And
Ironically.
what does that mean? Nathan, tell us about what you do in a networking group when you do an exercise against ChatGPT. Where you say, give us 5 minutes, 250 words or something like that. Tell us about
I did say that. Something I learned doing creative writing at uni is I noticed that in the seminars and things I was finishing a little bit quicker than other people, and sat there doing that. It's a shame I didn't do more exams, to be honest, because it would have been good. And I spoke to one of my lecturers about it, and they said, we would call you a free writer or a flash writer, which is someone who just sits there with a blank piece of paper or a blank Word document and just writes something. Whereas people who are more into novels and things like that, they will plan everything first and spend 8 hours before they start writing. And I struggle with that. I find if I want to plan what happens in this story, I'm starting to write further down the line. And then at a networking event, we were talking about AI and things, about how they said, is it faster? Isn't it just people, if you need copy fast, you just type it into an AI and you've got it. And I've said, if you really think about it, it's not that fast, because the amount of time it can take to actually get the content you really need and then proofread it, edit it, tweak it a little bit, which you should be doing. You should never just copy and paste straight onto your website or wherever it's going. And I said, if you give it a prompt, it's like, I think it was about cucumbers. Just write a story about cucumbers and put it through ChatGPT, and it was okay. It was vaguely funny. And then I said, I'll be back in 15 minutes. And I wrote something that, not my words, was better and more fun, and
there's a bit of humour in it.
There's a bit more.
And,
let's face it.
And it proved the point.
Are funny.
Yes, they are hilarious. It was a great prompt to work with.
I think more. It proved the point there and then in front of everyone that the human aspect of creating content that's relatable and related to whatever the company or person or anything that's to do with is very different to the AI generated at the moment.
Yeah. I think as well in the copywriting world it's like you could use ChatGPT or Bard to create content, but if it's not right, you then have to reprompt, you have to start again, or you have to tweak it yourself. But if you ask me for some content, you can pick up the phone and try and talk. Right, I like this bit, or you can do an email with comments on the Word document or things like that. Just, it's so much easier to get it. I feel like it's faster to get it the way you want via another person, because you can talk to them.
How many times in a client where you've been creating some content, they've given you the brief and you've thought, actually from experience, I feel like it would be better put like this or done like that or structured slightly differently, and you've gone back to them and they've gone, I really like that.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have had that from AI at the moment.
It would have bent over backwards to do it that exact way, and maybe the results wouldn't be as good.
It's all in the edit.
Absolutely.
Right drunk, edit sober.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Yeah, I guess ChatGPT is writing drunk in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
drunk with power. It has the world at its fingertips.
I think it's all about the objective as well, what you're trying to achieve. If it's SEO copy and you're not writing you're writing for algorithms or whatever, then no big deal. Our work is mostly B2B really, and it's sales copy, salesmanship in print is the old definition of copywriting, and we need people to think differently to what they thought before they started reading our copy, and we need to be on top of our game to make that happen.
Yeah.
Not sure that.
Yeah. So we're bringing it to a close slightly. So in the future, what kind of challenges do you see for the copywriting world? What do you see copywriting being 5-10 years time?
There's a question.
Yeah.
A bit like today, but slightly different.
Oh, I love that.
No, I think technology obviously it's going to it's going to impact. But like I said before, I think people this new technology is making people really stand back and think about language and about communications and relevance, resonance, and I think good copywriters will be more in demand than they ever have been. And I think, and when I say good, I mean those that create change with their work. And I think to do that, you would need to work harder at it from a human point of view. More humour, more human interest, more more humanity in writing. I think, and that's a great thing, because people are starting to recognise the importance more now because of technology. So
I think we're all craving a bit of more humanity, aren't we?
A little bit. It's almost in demand. Which
yeah. There are no shortcuts. There are no magic buttons, gorgeous buttons you can press to make everything okay. I dare say AI will evolve to a point where it's a simulation, isn't it? It's all this big, massive simulations, and you can. It's quick, it's cheap, it's easy, it's fast. Someone's giving the analogy of fast food. You can spend your life eating KFCs and Domino's pizzas and McDonald's, because it's quick and cheap and easy. It tastes okay, and it's not going to do much good in the long run.
No.
Or you can do this. There's another analogy. It's about actually I don't know how good this is, but I'll share it anyway. In Manchester there's loads of sort of bars and even sort of shared workspace stuff. You walk in there, they're beautiful. They've got all these beautiful flowers, and they're not real flowers. They're simulated flowers. Sort of fabric flower, all of them. And they're nice and they do the job. They're a sufficiently good simulation to this is nice. This is a nice environment. But when push comes to shove, you probably wouldn't use simulated flowers for a wedding, for example. And we give you might these days. I don't know if they're that good. But the point is, there's the real and there's the not real. I guess it's the whole philosophical debate. All this is about what is real, what is real. When they're so close to each other, does it even matter?
Sure.
Can help. And so the future of copywriting, I think, is probably, ironically, weirdly, a stronger, healthier, more respected position than it was before.
People listen or whatever would like to find you or your business. How could they find you?
They can find us at hnwagency.com. It's our website. Look up and exciting, glittering websites. So.
Fantastic.
Come and say hi, because we think, like you guys, we talk long and hard about comms, really, communications, about interaction. We operate in that space where our clients do what they do, our customers do what they do, and there's that intersection, that Venn diagram intersection where they overlap, where what our clients do has value to what they want to their clients. And we operate in that space, and we talk a lot about that space and that, what matters, what the language that matters to people, relevance, and and we read around. We love, we love discussing it, reading around it. I brought a couple of books just because they were at my elbow this morning. Stephen Pink had said start. Absolutely fantastic. He talks about a variety of styles, and the one he draws attention is called classic style, which some Americans did some academic research on, and it's my go-to sort of style all the time. So Stephen Pinker's a great copywriter, and Roy Pentonillis, I think, is another one of those, and Master wrote books and stuff. So, we wonks when it comes to talking about copy. So come and talk to us about it. And we're wonkier about helping people build their businesses and sell more, have happy, successful, healthy lives through using our copy. So come and speak to us.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for coming along and joining the first episode. It's been a pleasure. I thought you'd be good because we always have a good conversation. And
well done for getting off your arse, making it happen.
It's been a while.
That's the hard bit.
Yeah.
So it'll be easy, plain sailing from now.
Been thinking about it for 2 years and talking about it for a year.
Yeah.
And,
I think it's been more than a year.
I've been boring Nathan with it. But I really appreciate your time and thanks for coming.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to go on.
No, anytime.